Well, there's a certain amount of romance to it, a certain amount of glamour to being a member of what we consider, without question, the best troops that the country has.
I think we're such a highly specialized group of people that we're in great demand. There's just not enough of us to go around. I think our record speaks for itself. 70 or 80 Bronze Stars and numerous Purple Hearts and Silver Stars, a couple of those, and Legion of Merits, and the awards have been just numerous. As far as I'm concerned, each and every one of them are highly deserved, and I think it comes from teamwork, togetherness.
The thing that motivates a lot of people is that, again, it is a challenge to a young man. It is, we feel, and we are proud of the fact that we're one of the most highly trained, efficient, small units that there is in any service. And I think it's the pride factor that motivates kids to volunteer for SEAL Team. Is just knowing that they're going to be in one of the most elite, specialized trained units there is. Now, this is my own personal feeling. That's the reason why I stay in it. I have another 8 years in the Navy, and I'm going to spend it in SEAL Team.
Working on the land, in other lands, means using another language. For men who go to Southeast Asia, the Vietnamese language is a necessity.
Hôm nay chúng ta sắp học xong tiếng Việt.
Xin mời cô.
Dạ.
Hôm nay trời đẹp.
Dạ, hôm nay trời đẹp lắm.
Hôm nào cô ấy?
Dạ, hướng đông có nhiều mây đen.
Hôm nay trời sẽ...
Well, our primary job is to gather intelligence. We don't go in to kill Charlie, we go in to capture him. And, well, we always tell him in his own language, with a few words that we know in Vietnamese, things like stop, surrender, come here, get your hands up, you're surrounded, it's this type of thing. See, the three short phrases that we use are Dong Lai, which means stop, Lai Day, which means come here, and Didi, which is sort of a slang Vietnamese phrase that means, you know, get the hell out of here, move out.
Đi Việt Nam tháng 11. Phải không?
As often as possible, forays on the ground are planned with a look from above. The war in Southeast Asia is an unusual kind of war. There are no front lines here. The elusive enemy can appear as villagers or farmers. To find out what is going on in unfriendly territory, it takes men on the ground.
Okay, men, this is a warning order for tonight's mission. The mission tonight is going to be an ambush of a...
Careful consideration of every eventuality has led to a specific plan for this patrol. Every phase of the mission has been thought through.
That platoon leader has a tremendous amount of load on his back. A lot of people think, well, the squad leader, he's just a man that gives the orders. But while everybody else is sitting around shooting a bull, and that man's getting the mission order, he's got 4 or 5 hours of work to do. He's got to coordinate everything, his artillery, his airstrikes, what kind of support is he going to have available? He gets it all set up. He works 4 or 5 hours before the people even get the word on it, just done as a warning order.
The one primary danger area which we know about is this bridge. You can see what it looks like here. It's just a wooden bridge, hard top. Our actions at this danger area will be as follows. We will come to this point. We'll be patrolling down here in our file. We will stop short of the bridge.
We have the capabilities of being inserted from everything from submarines to fixed-wing aircraft, but essentially the terrain is going to tell you whether or not you're going to use a helicopter or a PBR. Most of the men feel that the name SEAL Team is what carries you real reward. You could give a medal out for 50-60% of the missions we go on. Since you can't have that many medals, the value of being a SEAL, I think, is what they're really concerned with. The actual medal they present to you at the end of a tour is more of a token value, I think. If you don't have the element of surprise, you're lost. You won't come out of the mission. You have to have the element of surprise all the time. As soon as you're compromised, as soon as they know you're there, you're in trouble, and you have to be on the way out. If you've got a long way to go in a particularly hostile area, you won't make it out.
You're swimming across streams very frequently. On long patrol, you might swim 15 streams or more. It's not unusual at all. And these will range anywhere from a few feet to maybe 50 yards. This is carrying all of your weapons and ammunition, and it can become somewhat of a trouble, especially for radioman or machine gunner.
But there's quite a few guys that like the element of danger, the element of surprise. In fact, the only thing that really limits us is the imagination on the part of the people that assign us targets. The philosophy I use is there isn't an impossible mission, really.
I think people just want to be with the best group. They've already made it to UDT, and they know that if they have the mental attitude, they can be SEALs and be right with the top, doing the most exciting things, and be treated as the elite. I think a lot of people join the SEAL team to be with a group that can fight well and still be part of the Navy.
What it is I guess, is a prestige of being the top man.
You know all the time you're going to be called to do the hardest job, the job that nobody else will take.
We insist on very physically fit people, also a person that is mentally stable to be able to do the things we do, because everything we do has a certain amount of risk involved in it. And it has to be a person that accepts this, not a thrill seeker, not just a young kid that wants a bunch of thrills of jumping out of an airplane or this type of thing, but one that expects danger and knows how to handle it and how to live with it, because in SEAL team you do live with danger. It's part of your life.
In Vietnam, SEALs have learned that prisoners are a good source of information on the enemy's situation and intentions. One prisoner can provide information that may lead to the capture of many more. After many hours ashore, mud-soaked SEALs relax. New information will be pieced together with existing intelligence. The pattern of enemy activity brought up to date. Often a SEAL patrol returns with word of unsuspected enemy activity, the location of new campsites, or knowledge of enemy movement on an infiltration route. Troops are alerted. Boatloads move up the river to strike back. Armed Navy patrol boats and gunship helicopters answer the challenge. Many military engagements are based on information the SEALs have brought back. Continuing the tradition of bold men who go behind the enemy's lines, SEALs work, as they say, in Charlie's backyard. Their success depends on their being where they are not expected. For their dedication to duty, SEALs have become some of the most decorated fighting men in history. The award citations retell some of their exploits. On one occasion, while conducting a clandestine combat patrol through hostile terrain, the mission was to capture Viet Cong in order to gain intelligence on enemy supply movements in the area. The patrol stopped while the forward security element was sent out to reconnoiter a bridge the patrol would cross. A Viet Cong ambush team had moved in to set an ambush at the crossing point. The point man sensed it and charged their position, repeatedly moving without cover, leaving himself vulnerable to enemy fire. His aggressiveness and quick thinking saved his patrol from suffering heavy casualties. Ribbons and medals represent the accomplishment of exceptional deeds. But awards are not the reason for performance in combat. What these men are and what they represent has sustained them and given them their purpose.